Alright, let's try this again. In this video I'm going to demonstrate tips and tricks for layout in the process that we're using for the class. First I'm going to navigate to the CIW window. I'm going to select Options, User Preferences, and make sure that Options displayed when Command Start is selected. We're going to be doing a layout of the following schematic. It's just a simple differential pair with two transistors, each having a finger width of 1 with a number of fingers set to 10, and a substrate contact. We'll begin the layout by going to Options, Editor, and making sure that Auto Set Reference Point is selected. If you're using my bind keys, press I, go to Library, CMRF, 7SF, and select the cell INFET. We want to have 10 fingers, with each of those fingers having 1 micron of width. I'm going to rotate the transistor by selecting the right mouse button. Oh, that bind key no longer works. I can also do that by going up to Rotate. I'm going to zoom in by clicking and dragging the right mouse button, and I want to place this transistor at about 0.44. You can see the X coordinate and Y coordinate up here along with the delta X and delta Y coordinates. I'm going to enable viewing of all the layers by hitting Shift F. Alright, I want this polysilicon gate, the green area, to start at 0.44. So I'm going to move it until the X position is 0.44. Note also that right now gravity is turned on. I can press G to turn gravity off and be able to move the transistor more freely. Now I want to copy this cell and flip it because I want it to be symmetric about the y-axis. So I'm going to hit C, select the transistor, and select sideways. Again, gravity automatically turns on when I do the C operation, so I can hit G to turn gravity off and move this transistor to minus 0.44. Actually, I want this to be at minus 0.76, I apologize. And this one to be at 0.76. Now we're going to have an intricate crossover structure where these two gates are going to be connected to these two gates, and then these two and these two in a crisscross pattern. To do that, I'm going to add a gate contact by pressing Alt-C, V, and I want this contact to be a single contact from PC to M1 with 2 rows. I'm going to place this directly in the center between these two transistors. I'll repeat for these bottom 4 gates. Now I'm going to cover this with metal 1. I want to make sure the drawing layer is selected. I'm going to make a path by hitting P, making sure the width is 0.32, and it's aligned to the left. I'm going to add a via between metal 1 and metal 2. Alt-CV, M1, M2, 2 columns, 2 rows. Now I'm going to cover that metal 2 area with another path, M2, drawing, P. I'm going to turn the gravity on real fast because it'll make this step go smoother. Turn the gravity on by pressing G. Alright, now we want 45-degree angles so that we can kind of cross from here to here and here to here. We're going to do one of those on metal 1 and one of those on metal 2. We'll draw the one on metal 2 first, and we'll just copy and move to a different layer. So we're going to draw a polygon by hitting Shift P. We want to make sure the snap mode is diagonal. We'll repeat the same process up here. Oops, Shift P. And now we're going to draw a polygon to connect these two. Now I need to extend this just a little bit so that they connect, and I want to go halfway between this gap and this gap. So I'm going to put a ruler here real fast. So I need to move this 0.5 and this down 0.5. So I'm going to hit S, select this shape and stretch it, 0.5, 0.05. I'm going to move this polygon, turning the gravity off, and I'm going to move it down here. I'm going to move this one up, M, select this, move it up like that, and we'll do the same thing down here. Alright, now all of these need to extend by the same amount, so I'm going to hit S and stretch this 0.5, 0.05, Alright, now these things should line up properly, and what I'm going to do is copy this diagonal polygon and flip it and move it to the M1 layer. So I'm going to select it by dragging a box around it, pressing C, selecting change to layer, M1 drawing, and we're going to do it sideways. Alright, and we have our first crossover. I'm going to stop the video here and pick it up in part 2.